Mettalworx.com's featured artist of the month of May, Doom Machine. Let's start with introductions. Can you introduce yourselves and the instruments you play?
Jason, drums.
I'm Bill, I play bass and scream.
John, lead guitar.
Chris, rhythm guitar.
That's great. What led you to pick your particular instrument?
Wanted to play.
Okay.
I started off singing at a very young age, then started playing keyboards, and I was the original rhythm guitar player for this band. But since bass players do not exist, I had to become one, so that's how I ended up playing bass, because we needed a player.
I saw Dave Mustaine, and that was that. I saw him, it was awesome. Seeing him, like, oh. And that's why I'm where I'm at.
Huh. My parents taught me to play. It's nothing special.
Okay. Who would you say your musical influences are, and are they different personally than they are as a band?
I guess mine would be mostly Kiss and Metallica and stuff like that.
For me, oh jeepers. Well, my favorite bass players and stuff are Geezer Butler and like Steve Harris, guys like that. So Black Sabbath is definitely an influence of the band, but at the same time, yeah, no using the washroom during the interview. But one of my main musical influences for me is Zakk Wylde, so that comes from more of a guitar thing, but yeah.
I like Megadeth, as you can tell. That's
Shameless plug.
That's pretty much all I listen to, actually. I go home, I play the Rest in Peace album.
That and Def Leppard.
Oh, yes. Yes, Def Leppard, too. They hit my heart just right.
What about you, Chris?
He's not fooling.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
Kiss,
God.
mostly Ace Frehley. Shut up, I'm trying to interview. Ace Frehley's probably the, guitarist that I look up to the most. Between that and Pink Floyd, really like Pink Floyd.
Ooh.
I'm deep like that. Yeah.
So when was Doom Machine first formed?
Doom Machine was first, the idea for it came about early 2008, but it wasn't until about January 2009 that Jason and I started playing together, and that's when this lineup first started creeping together.
Where did the name come from?
One of the earlier songs that I had written was called Doom Machine, and I was trying to figure out a name for the band, and I just kind of looked at the title and thought, that actually sounds pretty cool. And wasn't taken, so we went with it, and we're still using it now.
Was it hard forming this lineup?
Yeah. Jay and I basically, you may as well pretty much say that we played together for about a year by ourselves. Like we had a couple people kind of venture in.
So you as lead guitar, or you as rhythm guitar, and he on drums? Yeah,
and we were, playing songs, and we were just kind of doing that, and then young kid named Simon Forsyth came in and was the lead guitar player for about a year and a half, and that's when we got Chris, and then John's been in the band for about 6 months now, so yeah, so it kind of crept along, but we finally got it.
You just finished recording your first CD. What was that experience like?
Chris, you want to,
Christopher. I don't like playing songs 30 times in a row. It seems like the simpler songs are the harder songs to do.
Not only that, but we had a hard drive crash as I was trying to transfer some songs and back them up, and he had to redo half of his tracks over again. We learned a lot doing it. We had to pretty much be as self-sufficient as we could. But I don't know. It was. It's good to finally have it done, and it's good to have the songs fully recorded, and we're looking forward to the next one.
So Chris just mentioned 30 takes of a song, so it took a while to do?
Year and a half.
And is that because you didn't go into a studio, or why did it take so long?
Well, we had a band member change. That was the main thing. We had to, you know, kind of get John comfortable with the songs, which didn't really take that long. But there was just some different factors that came into us doing it. But yeah, we've been working on it since early last year.
So why did you decide to record a full album and not an EP like many bands do these days?
Personally, I feel cheated on an EP. I know that most bands want to go into the recording studio, pay a lot of money and stuff like that, and that's really cool, and they can't afford to do like a full album or whatever. But when I'm either downloading or buying anything from somebody, I like to have like at least 9 or 10 songs. Like, you know, it just seems like, you know, when you buy a CD that has like 2 songs on it, you're just like, what the fuck? You know? And I mean, every band's situation totally different. Some people might not like the way that we approach things, but we had a lot of songs that we wanted to get tracked, and we narrowed it down and came up with, our album has 13 songs that we're pretty happy with. So
Doing it ourselves, we're only limited by time.
yeah.
Doesn't cost anything more to do more songs.
Yeah.
Cost us our sanity.
Yeah, which I lost quite a bit, and I know you did too.
Yeah.
The drums.
Yep, the drums.
So what can people expect from this CD?
Expect to get your ass kicked. The CD is kind of like you're going to hear the transition of the band basically with through the CD, because when we first started jamming, it was like basically all I was listening to was Black Label Society. So the songs reflected that, and then I started listening to you know, a lot of heavier stuff and different stuff. So that started factoring into the songs changing, because I was changing as a player and as a writer, and basically it, you know, there's some straightforward heavy rock songs, but then there's some real heavy metal songs on it. So it's, you get to hear the growth of the band throughout the CD.
So do you have a favorite song on the CD? Any of you?
Bring Me to Nothing. That one from
Yeah,
Ken.
it's looking up there.
Horse's ass.
You got a favorite, Chris?
What?
You got a favorite song?
My Story of Reality is probably my favorite of every song we do.
For me, I'm going to go from the extreme opposites. I like the ballad that's on the album Forgotten is a real favorite of mine, but I also like the heaviest song on there, Shallow Grave. Song that I can't see us doing too many shows without playing, so it's pretty much the song that I think defined where the band went after we wrote it, so for sure that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, probably Shallow Grave and Bring Me to Nothing.
Okay. Somewhat of a consensus. You guys don't do a lot of covers. Is there a reason for this? You do a few, but not really. Like a lot of bands do a lot of covers.
We have a hard time finding time to rehearse all the songs that we write. Like, we just have so many songs, and usually like we'll write a song, and sometimes it'll take months for us to kind of get the time to bring it through. So time is a main thing. Agreeing on a cover song is a little bit of an issue with us. Like, you know, a lot of great ideas come up, but some of us either think that maybe it's not really the best song to do. Like, you have to choose your covers wisely, because you don't want to do some song as a complete gag and then be asked to do that song every single show that you're doing. So it so we're pretty particular about the songs that we cover.
So where do your songs come from? Like, do you guys write together, or how does that all work?
Writing together's something that's just starting to come along now. In fact, it was just like 6 months ago that Chris and I finally got together and actually worked on a song. That was the first time in the band's history that had kind of happened.
So about the time John joined.
Yeah, it was around then, or maybe a little bit before that. For the most part, it's I'll bring in a song, or Chris will have an idea, we'll work on it, or John's bringing in stuff now. So But I think that we'll probably start writing together more.
So where does your songwriting inspiration come from?
Oh, jeepers. Listening to other music. For some reason, anytime I can get my mind, completely cleared, not be having, internet or something like that. So when I go to the washroom, for some reason, that's when some pretty cool riffs come to my mind. I don't know why, but I think it's just the peacefulness of the John. It is what it is. When you're on the throne,
Does it for you. Okay.
does it for you, absolutely. Nothing says metal like the shitter.
So that leads me into, what are some of your lyrics about?
A lot of the lyrics from Doom Machine are basically people that piss me off. Steven Tyler from Aerosmith said it the best. He said, if somebody pisses you off, you don't go bust them up or start pounding their face in. You write a song about it, So, where the music has a lot of heavy, it's really heavy and it's really intense. So your lyrics have to match that. You don't write heavy music and write the lyrics about love or puppies and kittens or some bullshit like that. Like, it's got to be heavy too. So it's usually bad experiences or things that you see that you don't particularly agree with.
John,
Hello.
you are the newest member of the band, just a newbie, only about 6 months. What's it like to be the new guy? And what do you feel you bring to the band?
Oh, it's fucking awesome being a new guy. Cause I don't know, all original bands, you get to play better shows, I guess, instead of like an all cover band. Usually it's just all bars. So, yeah. And I like the heaviness of it. It was a big change when I came from last band, because it's almost the whole tuning different, so this guy kind of adjust to that. But it's going pretty good now.
We challenged him.